Hey everybody, Dave again, Postal Benefits. I want you guys, some of you guys that are going to see this after tonight, be sure to watch the whole live session. It's not going to be that long. You can fast forward, I would guess. But this is going to be a good one, going over some real important stuff. We're going to hang on here for about a minute and let everybody kind of recognize on their phone that, hey, I got some retirement information coming up, and then we'll get started. Hopefully everybody's enjoying some warm weather. We are here in Missouri. So I'll just get, again, we'll wait here about another 60 seconds or so. Go ahead and give me a wave if you're on. You can see me. Make sure the technology is working correctly. I always do that. I like technology, but I don't always trust it. One of these days I'm going to get some background music. But then I got to worry about what kind of music I'm going to play, right? Maybe I'll just leave it alone. All right. All right, we get some people logging in here. Welcome, welcome. Again, just give me a few seconds here. I hate to start early because then people are like, "What are you talking about?" And not everybody has their phone with them or their laptop, or maybe they're not sitting down in a chair. Again, if you're catching this later tomorrow, later this week, it'll be on our Facebook page. Or if you miss part of the front, you come in late, you can always come to our page. Again, the page. Anybody that has friends that are getting close to retirement, you want to tag them on this post. A lot of people don't know we're even out there or what we do, or they don't know that they can trust us. Hopefully, we can demonstrate some of that, and just tag your friends. Make sure they get to see this. They'll be glad they did. I appreciate you guys chiming in. Let me know you can see everything. That lets me know the technology's working correctly. And I've been debating, I'm like, how often should I do these things? I mean, at some point you just get tired of looking at the same guy saying the same stuff. But, after I get a bunch of questions from people just interacting with postal employees all the time, and I'm like, you know what, it's about time we get out there and clear up the misconceptions that people have out there, okay? Again, everybody knows somebody in their office that's close to retirement. Now, I'm not saying you know how old they are, but let's just say they look pretty gray like me, and they're getting close. It really doesn't matter if they're retiring next year or in 10 years. They're going to get some good information, okay? I got 14 years doing this. I'm confident you won't find it a waste of your time. Hopefully not, anyway. All right, let's see. Pam Taylor, if you're retiring in August, you need to get in. I'll be sharing some good information. And I'll try to answer some questions towards the end. If we don't get to your question live here, what we'll do is we can come back and answer your question after the fact, okay? Hey, Kevin, how was that seminar? How was Patricia? I'm glad you commented. Appreciate you guys tagging. They'll thank you for it. And for those of you that don't know, I've never seen my chubby face before. My name's Dave Fielder. I'm the president of Postal Benefits Group. I started the company in 2008, 14 years ago. That's all we've been doing is working with postal employees, improving what we can do. Then we can do things now that we never thought we could do as far as helping people because we've been doing it so long. We've got a team of people that cover the entire United States, and we do between 300 and 400 seminars a year. And it's just a matter of you guys, keeping your ears open, staying connected with the page. We can let you know what's going on, okay? All right, let's get started. First thing I want to remind you guys, because we've had a lot of interest, is my book, the Postal Book, is available. Was finished in the latter parts of 2021. Based on my understanding, it's the only book written on postal retirement out there, okay? It's the real one. You got the ugly mug on the back, all right? So there's two ways to get the book. You can download a free copy. Here's the link, thepostalbook.com. Pretty simple, okay? It's been out there a long time. You want to download the book, it's great. I'll warn you, it's a pretty good size print. So if you're low on toner, low on paper, or don't have a reliable printer, that may not be a good option for you. But those of you that want to just save the PDF and scroll through it on your iPad or your Kindle, you can definitely do that. It's a free book. Just give us a little bit we'll ask you for a little bit of information so we can follow up with you when certain thresholds are met, your MRA, when you're eligible, things like that, notify you about seminars in your area, things like that, okay? The other way you can get a hard copy of the book, and that's what's been most popular. People want to put it in their hands and read it, old fashioned, right? So if you want a hard copy of the book, and anybody that wants a hard copy of the book, just comment postal book hard copy, okay? And then we will get you the information. I've got the information here, but I don't want you guys to try to, write all that down and not pay attention. So anybody that wants a copy of the hard copy of the postal book, just put postal book in the comments there, and I will follow up and we'll get you that information and get them sent out. It's $35. My costs went up just like everybody else after coronavirus, but I give you a 100% money back guarantee. If you don't think it was worth $35, send it back. I'll send your money back. Okay. I've never had to refund anybody's money. So the next thing I kind of wanted to show you guys is seminars that are coming up here pretty soon, right? And hopefully you guys can attend some of these these seminars. And if you know somebody in these areas, please comment, tag their names. Okay. So here's what we've got coming up. I'm going to cover my face for a minute. That's the seminars we've got coming up in March and April, okay? If you would like information on any of these seminars, you need to let us know. You can comment, but here's the problem with commenting. Some of you will never look at this post again. So I'm going to suggest that you through Facebook message us your phone number, your cell phone number, so we can text you the information, okay? A lot of you guys are not real Facebook savvy. Some of you are. I'm not trying to insult anybody, but sometimes somebody will ask for information and we never know if they actually looked at the post again and got the information. So you can either, I'm going to leave that up there just for about another 20 seconds. Again, if you want to attend any of these meetings, you need to reach out to us and ideally message us through Facebook. Send us your phone number. We'll text you the information. That way we know you're going to get it, okay? It doesn't go to junk mail or anything like that. Or if you want us to mail you the information on the seminar, we can do that too, okay? All right. If you don't see your information there, if you don't see a seminar that you can attend, that doesn't mean we're not going to be in your area this year, okay? I'm going to pull this down. I'll bring it back up later in the live session. The other thing you can do to make sure you're on our mailing list, so if you're in the area where we're about to hold a seminar, let me pull up the right, postalretirementseminar.com. Very simple. You want to get on a mailing list so we can notify you of when we're going to be in your area, postalretirementseminar.com. Provide your info. You'll get something in the mail from us. There's no way you're going to miss it, okay? We don't want you to miss these meetings. People get really upset when we have seminars and they didn't know about it, and we hate it too. We go through a lot of energy and time setting those things up, okay? All right, so you guys that are posting states and stuff, we'll get back with you on some seminars that are coming up. Definitely going to be in Florida, Jeff. Definitely going to be in Wisconsin, Debbie. Milwaukee area, I believe. Excuse me. And then again, some of you are in, or I'll come back to that later. The one thing I wanted to kind of highlight tonight is we've got lots of people out there that are trying to retire. They're calling shared services, and they're not even able to get anybody to answer the damn phone. They're trying to get their blue book sent to them. Actually, now it's not blue anymore. They changed the color. Not sure why. Maybe they're trying to save some more money. Postal Service is good at that, right? Saving money at your expense. If you are near retirement and if you're 56 or older, we have to limit it 56 or older. Otherwise, our resources get bogged down. Okay, like you're retiring in the next 60, 90 days, 120 days, then please comment Blue Book, okay? And we will make sure you get the information we can get. We help people for free. There's people out there that are charged $300, $400 to help you with your Blue Book. Some people, now I get this blowback all the time. I had no problem filling out my Blue Book or my retirement papers. We understand that. Some people need help, some people don't. For those of you that get stressed out, those of you that don't want to make a mistake, those of you who want to make sure that it's a perfect retirement package when you turn it in, we can help you do that. As a matter of fact, and I'll just highlight this, you don't even have to call Shared Services in Greensboro, North Carolina if you want to retire. We actually have the paperwork that we can actually send to you, fill it out with you. You never even have to talk to Shared Services in Greensboro. And those of you that have talked to your friends who have called Greensboro know it is not a pleasant experience to talk to those guys, or actually not talk to those guys. It's almost like calling your credit card company, right? It's just sad. It's really sad. So again, if you need help with your Blue Book, if you know someone or your retirement papers that's about to retire and they need help, we can do that. So I also wanted to highlight some common mistakes or areas where we catch employees making mistakes or they're not sure about how to fill out that particular section of the retirement paperwork. Because again, guys, this is permanent. A lot of this is permanent. Once you make that choice, you cannot undo it. You only get to retire once. I wish I had $1 for every time I've said that. And a lot of employees just, They assume, you know what that means, the Postal Service is going to help them through it. Give me a break. Guys, they haven't looked out for you in a long time. And again, I'm not hating on your employer. It's a great job. It's harder now. It's way harder than when I started this back in 2008 before eBay and all that stuff, right? Amazon. But you guys are getting beat to death. Your bodies are falling apart. We know that. But now they're not going to do anything to help you, okay? You've got to figure it out on your own, okay? And when you realize that it's your responsibility to get the correct information and make sure you fill it out correctly, then you'll make the right choice, okay? So let's go through a few areas where we find people that aren't sure or making mistakes in their retirement paperwork. The first thing is people come up to the part that says, do you want a reduced annuity? Well, people say, well, hell no, I don't want a reduced annuity. I want the max, right? So they check off that. Well, what that does is they're talking about a survivor benefit. Do you want to award a survivor benefit to your spouse? Well, most of you do. But guess what? That's a reduced annuity in the paperwork. Here's what the Postal Service is really good at, making a very easy statement confusing. They're really good at it. They're actually the worst communicators in the world. I'm not trying to hate on your employer, but man, they are terrible at making things easy to understand. And some of you know that, right? So the other thing that comes up is your health plan. Like some people say, do you want to maintain, in the papers it says, do you want to maintain your FEHB? Well, a lot of people don't recognize that acronym. It's Federal Employee Health Benefits, right? They're going, no, I want to keep my Blue Cross Blue Shield. They don't realize that that's one and the same, right? They don't realize that. Well, guess what that means? Sometimes you check the wrong box. Now you're in big trouble, right? Again, we're not talking about everybody. We're talking about a small percentage of people, a decent percentage of people that aren't confident that they're doing it correctly, or, because unfortunately, if you mark in the wrong spot or leave something blank, they're going to send it back to you, and they're not going to call you and explain why. You got to figure it out, and that delays your retirement. Guess what? You never want a delayed retirement, right? You guys hear what I'm saying, all right? The other thing is, some people are getting stuff notarized, and they don't even have to. The only way you have to have it notarized is if you're electing to not give your spouse any part of your pension, which doesn't happen very often. So why would you go to the bank and get something notarized if you don't have to? That's another step you don't have to, right? And the worst thing, the biggest complaint we get from employees when we're helping them with their Blue Books, and again, we've done probably over 1,000. We've helped over 1,000 employees probably here in just the last couple of years with their retirement papers. The biggest complaint we get is they don't understand the life insurance. That life insurance section, I mean, when I first started helping people years ago, I had to read it 8, 9, 10, 12 times. That's my job to understand it. It's our team's job to understand that stuff. But boy, if I was an employee and I'd never seen it before, would not understand it. You've got no reduction basic life insurance. You've got 50% reduction basic life insurance, 75% reduction life insurance. How much you're paying? When is it going to change? Option A, option B, option C. What do I have now? I have to have it now to keep it into retirement, but I don't know what I have now. These are areas you cannot have gray areas. Any of you guys that have questions that are coming up, start commenting. I'm wrapping up here in a little bit on just my little Blue Book talk, or our retirement paperwork talk, because we have the best help there is, and a lot of people are not taking advantage of it. All right, those of you that man, I need that help right now, I'm going to you just comment Blue Book if that's easier for you, and we'll get you in contact with somebody or send you to there's a web page we created where you can share your information. There's a lot of testimonials on there you can read about us. Here's the link that we created for Blue Book help. I'm going to leave it right up there. Retirement paperwork. You want our help with your retirement papers, go right there, postalretirementpackage.com, fill out the form, and we'll do everything. If we can't meet with you face-to-face, we can do it over the phone. Literally the most easy thing you've ever done, okay? Literally the most easy thing you've ever done. We take all the stress out of it. Any questions? So, the other thing that's confusing about the retirement paperwork is the first supplement's not mentioned at all. Some of you know what it is. Some of you know it's the bridge. Some of you have attended our seminars, and you understand how it works. Some don't. And a lot of people don't even know it exists, and it's not mentioned at all in your paperwork. Not at all. When it starts, when it stops, how much is it going to be, any of that stuff. So these are things that you need to understand. There's a few things in your life you need to understand 100%, not 99, not 98, not 97, 100. And that's the choices you make when you retire, okay? Can I get an amen, right? That's almost like my preacher back in Arkansas. When he knew he was hitting on a subject that meant something, that's what he'd say. Can I get an amen? So any questions so far on what I've kind of talked about with your retirement paperwork. You know, when ideally when you're about to retire, when should you request your book? 90 days in advance. But guess what? I just told you, you don't even have to call and request your book. We can actually print those forms for you, and you don't even have to deal with shared services. There are people that are on hold for 2 hours waiting for somebody to answer the phone in Greensboro, North Carolina. That is absolutely asinine. All right. You guys are employees. It's not like they have the entire country to service. They've got only their employees and the ones that are retiring, and they can't even answer the dadgum phone. Postal Benefits Group and companies like us, well, actually, we're way better than them, but we're becoming absolutely essential to retire, okay? Absolutely essential. All right, so let's go through. If we have any questions, I got a lot of people that want to copy the book. I appreciate that. The book is good. It's great, actually, because there's nothing else out there like it. It's kind of like a Cliff Notes version of your postal retirement. Nothing like attending a seminar, however. You go to our seminar, you have about an hour and a half, good information. I think we've had some people that, Kevin there, I think he attended a seminar today in Pennsylvania. If you attended a seminar recently, please go to our Facebook page. You're already there, and just go to the reviews part and let us know what you thought. We've got, 400 or 500 people that have taken the time to leave a review there, okay? All right. And if you're curious about whether you can retire, all right. So I've got some people, and I posted something the other day that said, people said, well, I'm 55, I can retire. Nope. Only if you're civil service. There's a lot of misconceptions out there, right? The last place you need to get your retirement information is from your buddy in the case next to you or your buddy at the plant. All right. Absolutely useless. You know what, the old story where you pass you tell 6 people the same thing, and by the time it gets to the 6th person, it's completely different. You can imagine what it's like on retirement. It's unbelievable because it fits everybody differently. Everybody makes different choices based on their situation. Jeff Allen, you're 37, buddy. You got a long ways to go. You're going to be in your mid 50s. Let's see, 56. You're going to be probably around. You're going to need 30 years of service and at least your minimum retirement age. You're probably looking somewhere between 57, 58, between 57 and 60. I can't do the math in my head. You're going to be between 57 and 60. Again, everyone should understand your minimum retirement age if you're a FERS employee. In the book, there's a chart that shows you what your minimum retirement age is. In the book, it goes over all that stuff, okay? Again, if the book's not meant to be a standalone thing. It's a great resource to generate questions, okay? Some of you don't even know what questions to ask, and that's shame on the Postal Service for letting that happen, all right? Some of you guys, I used to do the seminars myself. Now I'm more of a spokesperson, but we would sit down with people, and a lot of people would cry after we'd do the seminar, and then they'd set up a one-on-one appointment after the seminar. And some people would cry at the end of those appointments. Some people would cry because they're happy, because they're going to be able to retire comfortably and leave, right? Other people would cry for other reasons because they thought they were eligible to retire and they're not, okay? So don't you want to know? It's not okay not to know. There's some employees out there that have their head stuck in the sand. They're afraid of hearing something bad, and they don't get any information, okay? Again, I'm going to remind you, tag any of your friends that need to see this, okay? Again, the least they're going to do is go to a seminar, get our help with their retirement paperwork. Maybe they're not sure what they're paying, if they even have life insurance or not. Maybe they need understanding of FERS supplement. There's so many areas we can help people, but a lot of people don't know where to go, okay? All right, so 57 with 7 years. Guys, again, there's 3 windows. Let me just pull up a document here for you real quick, guys. Hang on one second. And remember, Postal Retirement Package is where you get our help with retirement paperwork. Let me undo this. No, that's not what I need. I may not have it in here. So again, when you're a FERS employee, you got to have 30 years and then reach your minimum retirement age, which for most people is 56 to 57. Or you've got to have 20 years and age 60. Or you've got to have age 62 with at least 5 years. Those are the 3 times you can retire without a penalty, okay? So those of you that are, in your 40s, you're going to have to get, Randy, you're going to need to get your minimum retirement age, okay, which is probably 57. That'll get you there. A lot of you guys have sub time and you're not sure. Guess what? That does not count on your service. Never has, okay? Then the next question I get all the time is can I buy my sub time? Only if it was time that you served prior to January 1st, 1989, all right? Some of you can buy it. Most of you, that time was served after 1989, so you're not going to be able to to buy it, unfortunately. Okay. Denise, you're eligible, and with that age and years of service, you need to talk to us as soon as possible. You've got choices in front of you that we would like to help you with. Okay, Denise McNabb. Okay, um, and actually, what we don't ever get into, Roberta, is divorce situations. They're literally impossible. I was actually asked to be an expert witness in a few scenarios, and it's just a way too volatile situation. If you want to message us through Facebook, we can try to help, but no guarantees because we would have to get into the divorce decree, what's he owe you, and all this other stuff, and it's just not that's not our we actually don't have time to do that because we're actually helping so many employees across the country. Okay. Aaron, you're looking like 56 or 57. So here's what I'm realizing. Look at all these people asking questions, and it's okay. I want you to ask questions because you don't ever get an answer if you don't ask a question, right? People don't know when they're eligible to retire. Wouldn't you like to know? How can you plan if you don't know? How can you plan your retirement if you don't know when you're eligible? That's why you need to come to a seminar, all right? The other thing I wanted to make sure you guys knew is we can do virtual reviews. Maybe you're in rural Idaho. Maybe you're in rural Maine. Maybe you're in the middle of Texas, not close to anywhere. We can only have seminars where they have hotels. And there are cities that have no hotels, right? So if you're in a city that has no hotel, we can still help you. We can do a virtual review. Some of you, we can set up a Zoom session where we talk to you. You can see the person's face. We go through everything. When are you eligible? What are you going to make? How much is your health insurance going to be? How much is your life insurance going to be? TSP, how do you make sure you don't run out too soon? Do you have enough? Do you not have enough? There's so many, all the codes on your check stub you don't understand. These are things we cover anytime we meet with an employee, but we realize not everybody can attend a seminar. Not everybody is in a metro area or even a suburb, okay? So if you are in a rural area and you've been following our page and we've actually not been to your area, maybe you're in a no hotel area, just type virtual, and I'll come back and kind of ask you guys individually if I can see that we can offer a virtual review and give you all your answers, and you don't have to wait to attend a seminar. We do blue books and retirement paperwork over the phone all the time. It's 2022. You can do just about anything over the phone through the internet. Talk to the person just like I'm talking to you right now. All right. I know a lot of you guys would rather have face to face, but it's literally impossible because we don't have 10,000 people that work for us. Right. So again, if you're in an area that you've wanted some help and you don't see us coming to your area, if you're in an area that we are coming to, we'll definitely let you know. But again, these virtual reviews are very good for people that are maybe in areas that don't have hotels. I've just thought of that just now. If you don't have a hotel in your area, we're probably not coming to your area. I apologize about that. All right, more questions. 56 with 10 years, Lori, you're going to have to get to age 62 before you're eligible. Again, I'm applying that filter, your minimum retirement age and 30 years of service. Well, if that doesn't work, go to the next one. What about age 60 with 20 years of service? So you're not going to have that one either, Lori. So you're going to have to wait till 62 with at least 5 years of service because you'll be 62 with 16 years. You'll be eligible, okay? Again, it is just sad that the Postal Service lets people hire on and doesn't even tell them anything. So that's why we're here. Our sole purpose is to help you understand this stuff so you can make an informed decision for you and your family, okay? Raul, we were in Lubbock. We had a terrible turnout. Not sure why. So I'm not sure when we're going to be back. I think, Raul, you probably should sign up for a virtual review, okay? If you're not sure if we're coming to your area, just give us your city, state, and zip, and we'll look at it. And if we see we're coming, we'll send you the information. If we're not, we'll definitely set up a virtual. Again, the safe bet is to go to the Postal Retirement Seminar website and make sure you're on our mailing list. That's the way to make sure you never miss a seminar if we're going to be in your area, okay? What other questions do you have? Blake's asking the Roth question. Good question. Roth or traditional? Now, some of you guys don't even know because you haven't looked at it. You know, on your check stub, there's a section in the deduction that says TSP. Obviously, that's your TSP. If it just says TSP, it's traditional TSP, which means you're deferring the taxes till later. Right? You're not paying tax on that money today. If you see a TSPR, That's TSP Roth. You're paying the tax on it today. You'll never pay the taxes on it later. All right. So my personal opinion is the government's blowing money like a 18-year-old kid with a brand new credit card, and tax rates are going to go up. They're the lowest they've ever been in 25 years right now. A lot of you guys don't know that. Tax rates are the lowest they've been in 25 years. And the way the government's spending money, the rates are going to have to go up because they can't not pay Medicaid. They can't not pay Social Security. They can't not pay your pension. Guess what? Rates have to go up. And guess how many votes or how much input you get on that. Okay? Another scary analogy I'll give you, and I'm not trying to scare you, I'm just trying to give you reality, okay? Your TSP, you're in a partnership with the IRS. And then you've never heard those words before, right? So all that money, if you're using the traditional, all that money's in there, it's untaxed. And the IRS can change the tax rate on you without asking you at any time. So right now, maybe you could pay 20 cents on the dollar. Later, it might be 35 or 40, okay? These are things that you're never going to hear from the post office. You'll never hear it from the government because that's not an area. They don't have any knowledge about it, first of all. Second of all, they're in the tax business, okay? So I should have prefaced this video, those of you that haven't seen me, we're straight shooters. You come to our seminars, we're not worried about hurting your feelings. We want you to have the truth. And there's a lot of people out there, there's all kinds of companies that have copied us. We were the original people that started doing retirement seminars in 2008. A lot of copycats out there, and they do not know what they're talking about, and their only motivation is to shove a life insurance policy down your throat. You can identify these people very quickly by the fact they want to come out to your home and sit down at your dining room table. Not something you want to do, okay? So, again, I'm a big fan of the TSP Roth because you can pay the tax on it today and not worry about the IRS taking a bigger chunk of your TSP later. Those of you that are on the doorstep of retirement, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. You can't move the money from your TSP into the Roth because you'd have to pay tax on it, all right? So again, if I'm losing you, if this sounds complicated, if it sounds, man, what did he just say? You need to get to a seminar or you need to do a virtual review. We know these things. Just like you go to a CPA to get your taxes done to make sure you get it right, we can do that for you on all this retirement stuff, okay? Sandy, April 23rd, you actually, I want you to message us through Facebook. We need to get your phone number, okay? You won't even have to request the book. We can actually get the paperwork for you because we've done the process 100 times, and we can make sure, because actually you're a little late. April 23rd, we're in March. It's, you need to send us your phone number, Sandy, okay? And we can help you. So Blake, going back to your question, if I were a postal employee, I would do 5% in the TSP traditional, and I'd put everything else in the Roth. That's what I would do. Because I want as much tax-free in retirement as I can because, again, I believe the rates are going to be higher, all right? What other questions do we have? Lisa, 20 years of service at 62, you are eligible. You need to message us through Facebook, give us your phone number. We will reach out to you, and we can do a virtual review, point you to a seminar, whatever it may be. A lot of you guys are like, oh, I don't want to message them. I'm afraid. If we can't help you unless you raise your hand, folks. We cannot help you unless you raise your hand. So if I were in your shoes and I had found a resource like us who's been doing this for 14 years, I would make sure they had my information. I would go out of my way to message them, email them, call them. We've got a phone number you can call too. Those of you that don't like technology, there's our phone number. You want to call us, say, hey, I need help with my retirement paperwork. I need to know where a seminar is going to be near me. I need to know when I'm eligible to retire. Whatever the question may be, we can answer it. Call us. Now, that's a business hour number. You can't call it right now. Call us during business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 or 6 p.m. I forget when they stop answering the phone, our receptionist, but we'll get you the help you need, okay? It's not that hard. Let me move this up here. I got all kinds of words and stuff. Why'd it get smaller? You know what? Damn technology. There it is. Well, let me see what I can do here. Hang on one second. There we go. Dave's figuring it out. See, I got problems with technology too. All right. Again, if you want to attend a seminar, then let us know the city, state, and zip where you live. All right. If you want a virtual, type virtual. If you need help with your retirement paperwork, type Blue Book. You want a hard copy of the postal book written by yours truly. Pretty good resource, I think. Type hard copy postal book. Communicate with us. Let us know what you need. All right. We can only help you if you raise your hand. All right. What other questions do you have? All right. Now we got some questions coming in. Pam, 53 with 24 years. You're going to have to get to 60. You'll be 59 and age 60 when you're eligible. Um, let's see here. John McFetridge, I'd love to help you on the Medicare fight, but I can't help you there. What I can tell you is that your daughter's going to be able to maintain health insurance even when you're retired, because if she was disabled before 18, she can stay on the health insurance in retirement. You can give her a survivor benefit as well. So hopefully that's good information for you. David Goose, in August, you definitely need to send us your phone number so we can get somebody in contact with you to make sure you're ahead of the game, not behind. Again, Angel, yes, I like the Roth TSP. Again, you're going to have to pay the tax on the money now. You have to pay tax. You can't get away from it, right? Death and taxes are certain. You're going to have to pay the tax. My opinion, strictly my opinion, is that tax rates are as low as they're going to be right now. They're going to go nowhere but up down the road. And a lot of people would like to eliminate the IRS from their lives as soon as possible, right? Okay. Postal does not match your Roth. Actually, if you put in the Roth, they still match you in your traditionals, what they do. So the next question that comes to mind that I get asked all the time is, how much should I be doing in my TSP? We never recommend less than 10%. Most of you 15, because again, there is, you need to understand how your retirement works. Those of you guys that haven't seen this picture, let me kind of clear the screen up here for you real quick. Is anybody bored, or should I keep going? You guys let me know. But I've got a picture here. This is what your retirement's based on, all right? It's not one leg, it's 3 legs on the stool. Your pension, your Social Security, and your TSP, all right? Guess what happens when one of those legs is not there? Problems, right? You're on the floor. It doesn't work out. So 10 to 15 is what I recommend to almost everybody. If you're a person that hired on the post office late, you maybe need to do more, okay? So let's see here. David Goosen, the website for help with your retirement paperwork. Let me pull that back up. There it is. Anybody that's retiring, again, if you're retiring soon, this year, next few months, the fall, or we can help you. If you're retiring in 2 or 3 years, there's no need for us to talk to you as far as you're not filling out your paperwork. If you're retiring in 2 or 3 years, 5 years, whatever, that's when you want to attend a seminar, do a virtual if you're in a rural area without a hotel, things like that, okay? I know I'm talking about a lot of stuff. You guys can go back and rewatch this. Again, tag your friends if you think it was helpful. Do them a favor. Do us a favor. We like helping people, okay? Elizabeth, 55 in October with 29 years. Depends on your minimum retirement age, which is probably 57. So you're probably going to be 57 with 31 years. If you want certainty on that, let us know what city, state, and zip you live in, and we can get you to a seminar, maybe set up a virtual, whatever works for you, okay? Let's see here. And actually, David, fill out the form. We'll be in touch, okay? We reach out to you. What other questions do you have? And again, itchy nose when I'm doing a live session, never fails. Military time, good question. So when we're talking about military time, we're not talking about military retired where you had your 20 years. Anybody who's got, let's say, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years of service and they left, you can buy that time and have it count towards your postal retirement. How much does it cost? 3% of what you made in the military plus an interest factor. Rule, if you'll actually message us through Facebook, we can actually try to give you some direction on that. You will have to go through shared services on that to get them to send you the forms. You have to fill out the forms, get your DD-214s, things like that. But you can definitely count by the time from your military, have it count towards your postal retirement, and shorten the amount of time you have to work for the Postal Service. Isn't that a great statement? Shorten the amount of time you have to work for the Postal Service. Everybody likes that, right? Debbie, you're eligible right now. The question is, can you afford to retire? And again, we always say that in our seminars. Just because you're eligible to retire doesn't mean you can afford to retire. So it's very important that you have us run your numbers, make sure you can, you're not going to because guess what you're not going to do? You're not going to change your standard of living when you retire. You're going to still do the same stuff. And actually, you're going to have more time to spend money because you're not going to work, right? So it's real important you understand how much you're going to make, okay? Randy Petrie, can my family stay on my insurance when I retire? Yes, yeah, you can have the family plan as long as you give your spouse a survivor benefit when you retire. They're eligible. Okay. Now the kids are only eligible until a certain age. I believe it's 26. I haven't looked at it in a minute, but your spouse is covered for the rest of her life as long as you give them a survivor benefit. Okay. Vino, good question. People go into Light Blue and they generate an annuity estimate, and there's figures and statements and words and letters on there, right? You might need our help to interpret it correctly, okay? Because a lot of people don't read it correctly and get what it. Another thing it doesn't do at all is factor in your TSP. It doesn't go through your budget. It doesn't look at your net paycheck right now and compare it to retirement. There's nothing like a human interaction between you and an expert to help you figure it out. Me, myself, I would never rely on a piece of paper that the post office sent me to try to make my retirement decision. No way. What about that 5 to 10% that you weren't 100% crystal clear on? That's why you attend a seminar. That's why you do a virtual review, whatever's best for you. Okay. So, Vino, I would not, those annuity estimates are helpful for us because they give us a lot of information to give you accurate estimates on your retirement. They're not good standalone for an employee because they don't factor everything in. They do put the first supplement on there now, but I've caught them where it's not correct, and I'm not sure how that even happens. But you put in the retirement date on there, so if you put in an actual a retirement date, it's only going to be for that retirement date. So I don't know. There's a lot of moving parts there. Myself, I'd rather sit down with a human being and have a conversation about what my numbers are. Okay. Let's see here. Another question on subtime. Only subtime that was served prior to 1989 can you buy. Otherwise, it's worthless. Will the government allow you to buy the time? I'm saying probably not, because that would help you. They're not looking out for ways to help you. They're looking out for ways to save money. They always have been. Okay. Elizabeth, yes, you can add your husband to your health plan when you retire. Give him a survivor benefit when you retire as part of the retirement paperwork. And if you pass away before he does, he's still covered on the health insurance the rest of his life. Again, to me, these are things that are very basic that an employee should always have, that should always know that answer. But again, the Postal Service buries the information online and you have to find it and then you have to interpret it correctly. But yes, Elizabeth, your husband can switch. The tricky part is when the postal employee switches to a private health insurance plan to save money. That can cause problems because you have to be on the postal health plan, the employee does, the 5 years immediately preceding retirement to bring it with you into retirement. So there's the trap you got to watch out for. If I was an employee, I would stay on the postal plan the whole time. Those of you that are married to a postal employee, it really doesn't matter. Either one of you are going to be covered no matter what, okay? How's that? How's that for some decent answers, right? Off the top, you guys see me checking notes or anything? That's not something else you're not going to see in our seminars. We don't check notes. We don't have a PowerPoint presentation that we read to you. Let me tell you how you know you're walking into the wrong seminar. When you see a PowerPoint presentation, that is not how we do it. We use whiteboards. Actually, there's a few that have some visual effects, if you will, but they're not reading from a script. That's how you know somebody doesn't know what they're talking about. And also these companies that have 15 or 25-year-old kids up there at the front of the room trying to tell you how to retire. Give me a break, right? What other questions do you have? I've got about 38 minutes here. Again, I'm going to kind of go through the comments you need. If you want a hard copy of the postal book, say postal book. If you need our help, if you want to know about seminars that are coming up in your area, let us know your home zip, your city. We'll get you the information. We got seminars coming up. I just gave you guys the seminars that are coming up the next 2 months. That's not for the rest of the year. So the odds are we're going to be in your area, right? Another thing is virtual. If you're in an area that doesn't have a hotel, type virtual. We can help you, okay? Let me see. Let's check my notes here. Got it there. All right, let me go back to some questions. Can you do a deferred retirement and keep insurance? No. You have to actually be eligible for retirement to keep the health insurance. And the big number for keeping health insurance and retirement is you have to get to your minimum retirement age, okay? Let me just give you some advice. Never do a postponed or entertain a postponed or deferred retirement without talking with someone on our team. It's complicated, even for us when we had to figure it out. no way you can navigate it on your own. I mean, there may be some people out there, the vast majority of people are going to have trouble understanding it and interpreting it correctly. Okay. How much does taking 1 day of LWOP affect your pension? Zero. Nothing, Ed. Yeah, nothing. Susan, can you withdraw from the TSP without a penalty if you retire before 59 but have 30 years of service? As long as you're over 55, Susan, you can withdraw from the TSP without a penalty. As long as you're retired and you're over 55, you can take money out of the TSP without penalty. Now, we would question why you would leave the money in the TSP. It's not actually a very it's amazing for accumulating money. It's not very good at making your money last and keeping it safe at the same time. That's our problem with the TSP. Some people love it. That's great. Some people don't. Some people want to get their money away from the government as fast as possible. It's a great accumulation vehicle. It's not a great distribution vehicle, if that makes sense. Cost of the seminar, zero. We've been doing this 14 years and we've never charged for our seminars. Next question is, why do you do it? How can you do it? All right, I'll give you the spiel. If we've got a room of 50 people, there's going to be 12 to 15 of them in that room that need some help. They're looking for help. They need a referral to somebody outside the government to help them do something, whatever it may be. And we refer them to companies that have helped thousands of other employees like them. And those companies pay us a little finder's fee for sending them over there. That's how we cannot charge you. We've never charged. Leave your checkbook at home. Just come to the seminar. It takes about 90 minutes. In the first 10 or 15 minutes of the seminar, you're going to know that this is that this is the seminar you need to attend. Okay. Pamela Taylor, what documents do you need to help fill out retirement papers? None. Ideally, if you want to call shared services, I don't even have that number, but we can give you that number. But again, we have people on our team that can actually just print the documents for you. Okay. So Pamela, message us your phone number. If you are in a situation where you want to talk to us, need to talk to us, you need to do one of two things. You need to message us through Facebook or call us, get in contact with us. Let me get this number down here. Don't just, good grief, David. There we go. Don't just be here now. You got to follow up, okay? Some of you guys, we're going to comment and give you some answers, and you're never going to look at it again. Open up your Facebook and look at your notifications, all right? If we send you information, you have to be looking at it to see it, obviously, all right? Not trying to be a smart aleck here. It's frustrating that people want help. They raise their hand, and then they never open their Facebook app for another 2 months. Let's see here. Vision and dental, no. As long as you have the health insurance, Elizabeth, you're fine. Vision and dental's kind of extra, okay? Michelle Pearson, Little Rock, Arkansas. That's where I'm from originally, actually. A little town called Bryant. You probably heard of it. So, Michelle, do me a favor and message us through Facebook, your contact information, phone number, address. We will definitely be in Little Rock. Just not sure. We don't have a date set yet. But we've been there before, had great attendance. I'm sure we're probably working on some dates right now. Gary Kubik. Some people are looking for annuities. Some people are looking for other stuff. We don't, we don't sell things. If somebody's looking for a widget, we know a company that offers the widget. Okay. And the other thing is, it's what you want to do. We want to help you do what you want to do. We're not out to go, you need to do this. That's not our style. All right. There's some groups out there that the only thing they do when you attend the seminar is talk to you about annuities for 50 minutes. I mean, good grief. I wouldn't sit there either. I would run out. So just, and again, if you're not sure about Postal Benefits Group, when you're if you were going to build a house, would you check the builder out? Yep. If you were going to have somebody finish your basement, would you check them out? If you're looking for an attorney, would you check them out? Yes. Check us out. A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. Read our reviews on our Facebook page. Go to the main page, Postal Benefits Group. Click on reviews and read what other people just like you are saying, all right? And if we're shoving annuities down people's throat, nobody's going to say that, right? Matter of fact, most of the reviews say no sales pitch. Gary, go check it out. Let's see here. Southern part of Indiana. Off the top of my head, I'm going to say yes. And if that's close to, I know we're going to be in, just Shauna, you guys, we need to know your zip code to know whether we're going to be in your area. That lets us know where you're going to be, okay? But yes, we will be close to the southern part of Indiana, yes. All right, let's see here. Who else has questions? And again, I don't apologize for my style because again, I'm not here to be your friend. I'd like to be your friend. The goal is to get you the information you need in a way you can understand it without any smoke being blown, if you know what I mean. The goal is to connect you guys with the information you need so you can use it, okay? Um, all right. Again, we're going to actually, I'll see here. So look at here, Vino. I've attended seminar in the past. I would encourage everyone listening to this presentation to attend a seminar and tell their fellow employees to attend. Great information. Thank you, Vino. I mean, I didn't even tell him to do that. Thanks, man. Now, Vino, you still have some questions, though. So did you take advantage of a one-on-one appointment? I'm going to bet you didn't. I think you probably just attended the seminar and then didn't take advantage of the one-on-one. Also, some of you guys that are on, well, actually you're not. If you're on 2 or 3 or you work Sundays, you're probably not watching this live video. But those of you that are on 2 or 3 or work Sundays, you can't come to the seminar. All of our seminars are on Sundays. The vast majority of employees can attend on Sundays. Take advantage of that virtual review. Just type virtual and we can actually get you the information that you need, okay? Hey, Sammy, appreciate that. Can I just type that into Facebook? Actually, I'll text you later. Sammy's a manager up in Jersey, big fan of Postal Benefits Group. We really appreciate you sharing, man. Thanks for the late text I sent you too. Phoenix, Arizona, Sheena Cato, yes. And I'm hoping, Sheena, you work in a plant over there. Do you work in a plant? And we are actually going to New York. Those of you, I mean, we have a lot. New York's a whole nother world as far as regulations, what you can and can't do. I mean, you guys know that if you live there. We're going to be in Buffalo. So I don't know if that was on that list there or not. I can't remember. Let me pull the seminar dates back up. I told you guys I'd bring them back up again. There they are. Any of you guys that came in late, those are seminars that are coming up. Owensboro, Kentucky, that's the one I thought was close to Southern Indiana. I knew we had something coming up there. Literally all over the place. And this is not all the only places we're going to be. We're going to be in other areas, obviously. So, do a screenshot of that if you guys know how to do that. Or if you'd like, we can actually send you a copy of it. If you just want to say, hey, post those seminars again. We can send it to you through Facebook, okay? Okay. All right, Sheena, I bet you're in a large office, though. How many people you work with out there, Sheena? Here's what we have to depend upon a lot. Word of mouth. Because there's a lot of snakes out there. And the snakes are saying, come to our seminar. Come to our seminar. And it's hard for you as the employee to differentiate who's good and who's bad. Well, guess what? If you have an invitation to a seminar and you're not sure if it's the good guys or the bad guys being us, it's been doing it for over a decade. We're the only company doing it over a decade. Then message us. Send us a picture of it. Call us. Want to make sure this is you. I got one today. Say, hey, Dave, is this you guys? I said, yep, that's us. We'll verify for it all the time. Don't just assume it's Postal Benefits Group. It's not, okay? Those are it's just, and actually, Sammy, I was going to tell you, we're going to send you the information. We got one coming up in Saddlebrook and Edison. They're just, and I thought they were on there. Hang on. I thought that would have been in April. Maybe it's later. Hang on. Yeah, Edison and Saddlebrook are on there. So Edison is March 20th, next Sunday. Hopefully you would have gotten some information on that. And then Saddlebrook is April the 10th. Joe Scholes, let's see here. That's a good question. Can you pull out some of the money? Let's say you're rolling some of your money from the TSP into an IRA, and can you take some of the money and put it in your savings account and not be penalized? As long as you're retiring and over age 55, Joe. Over age 55 is the age you need to be careful of. If you're under age 55, then you'll pay a penalty. But something tells me if you're retiring, you have to be over 55 because you're probably a FERS employee. And by the way, I love your profile pic. I'm a big fan of Chris Farley. Love his stuff. All right, Sheena, do me a favor. Message us through Facebook, your contact information. And if we don't have one on the schedule, we'll put one on the schedule. Phoenix is an area that, for whatever reason, sometimes management, I'm not getting on management. Sammy's a manager. We love management. We work with Kraft. We work with EAS. We work with everybody. But sometimes the management, they poo-poo the idea of going to an outside seminar that's not done by the Postal Service. Well, guess what? Postal Service doesn't do seminars anymore. So it kind of ticks me off where they try to prevent an employee from getting information they need. But for whatever reason in Phoenix, I think we've got a lot of management poo-pooing the idea. So Sheena, we like to work with the actual employee. You tell your carriers. And even some of the unions poo-poo the idea. I'm like, why would you discourage an employee from getting information? I'll never understand that. Thanks, Tim Walters. I appreciate the comments there. Again, tag your buddies. They'll appreciate this video. We covered a lot of information here. You want a virtual review, you're in an area without a hotel, type virtual. You want a copy of my book, type postal book. You want help with your retirement paperwork, call us. Just communicate with us. But those of you that need information, I'm going to encourage you to send us a message with your phone number. Because again, if you're not always on Facebook, if today is the first time you've opened Facebook in 2 or 3 weeks, you probably need to send us your phone number. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. Let me see here. Hang on, Elizabeth. Well, any of you guys that have questions that I didn't answer directly here, we'll comment later and get you those answers, or tomorrow at the latest. But going to have to wrap this up. We're getting a little lengthy. Please share this with your friends. Share our page with your friends. They will thank you for it. We thank you for it. And you guys stay safe out there, okay? And I said that before I hit the button. Stay safe.